Dude.
Hello.
I thought we'd start.
Oh, I see.
Awesome. We went to see this totally awesome film.
What was it?
Dude. New Flashback First. For those of you that have forgotten or weren't around this time last month, at the beginning of every month, we do a video where we revisit a classic film, taking it in turns to pick the film.
Mm-hmm.
This month, it was my turn, and I chose that lovely early 90s classic surfer dude film, Point Break. First things first. Did you, before we rewatched Point Break, like Point Break before? Were you a fan of the film? Had you seen it before?
I've seen it a couple of times before.
Yeah.
I'd say I was a fan of it. I wouldn't, again, put it in the classic bracket, but I have enjoyed it. But it's been about 5 or 6 years since I've last seen it.
I've watched it about 1 million times and I love it. I haven't watched it for a while though. I used to watch it a lot when I was a lot younger because it's just one of those films that's really easy to watch.
I wonder
again
why.
and again and again, and just you get something new from it every time. Have your feelings changed? Like, have you on rewatching it back? Do you think actually this is better than I thought? I should have given it more time.
No, I think.
What?
If anything, I think I was unaware of quite how many stereotypical, cliched action movie tropes appear in the film. And now I'm not sure if it's because it's almost
That's what makes it so good.
Well, I mean, there are some serious flaws deep within the police department, if you think about it. He's handed essentially one of the biggest unsolved cases that the department actually has going, and is just left to run riot and run amok.
So,
completely he's a brand new.
This is the first problem.
And
You're reading way too much into
well,
this.
No,
it's meant to be fun. It's the cheesy scripts. But why I love it is because the direction is amazing. Catherine Bigelow is just... Some of those action scenes are awesome. Like the chase scene where he's chasing down Bodhi in The Mask.
Oh, the running through
that's amazing. Mm-hmm. Also, the skydiving action is stunning.
That was,
like,
I enjoyed that.
Really good.
That was well done.
The surfing shots as well. I think they're good.
I think it lets you know the sort of film it's going to be at the beginning with the
Baywatch style credits.
The slow motion surfing. Johnny Utah at the shoot at the gun range hitting a perfect score in the rain.
Of course. In the rain.
Was the rain? I couldn't work out if it was just happened to be a day that was raining, or they actually put the rain was part of the whole simulation. It just happened to be a
day that was raining, okay. And it's a nice bookend between that and the end of the film where he's in Australia and it's pissing it down with rain. Okay. What was your favourite, most earnest Keanu Reeves moment?
I think any time he said his own name was quite nice, which he did a lot.
What's his name again? Johnny. Could there be a more American name? Johnny Utah and Bob Ohio. That's what they should have been called.
The whole Angry Surfer thing. I thought they were all supposed to be really chilled out and mellow.
Not
but
those
they're
ones.
All really fucking furious.
No, Bodhi's not. Bodhi's all about, just finding the next high. He's all about chasing the next thing.
I thought that's what they're all like.
No. Some of them are criminals. So
very territorial and very angry, and will just hit you just for just stepping on their beach.
If you see a surfer in a dark alleyway, run the other way. So popcorns, what would you give it?
I think it sits firmly in the 7 territory for me. I don't see.
Dude,
it's not. It's never has been.
Not even for her direction, because that for me is like you almost for me, I can overlook the cheesiness as just
I think that
stuff to enjoy as so bad it's good type thing, because her direction is just.
I think if you're going to ask me to rate it as if you asked me to rate it in terms of plot, I'd say it's somewhere down about 6, and in terms of some of the action and the way it's, as I say, staged and directed, it's somewhere around an 8, and the tone of it veers quite wildly throughout the film, and I can't work out if it's really trying to be serious or funny or kind of a mixture of both, and at times working and at times not quite working. So I'd say it's a 7.
I think it's got its tongue firmly in its cheek in several places. I wouldn't say the
I just don't think
screenplay.
it works.
I wouldn't say so. The screenplay is not its strongest facet at all by any stretch of the imagination. However, her direction is hugely strong. I think Keanu Reeves' vacant kind of an over earnest delivery of the Johnny Utah character works in that instance. I think Patrick Swayze works as this really intense kind of, you know, heightened spiritual, you know, someone who's hugely got his own, you know, moral code. You shouldn't be focusing on how realistic is it. The focus is on this relationship between Johnny Utah and Bodhi, and that's the bit that you should be focusing on. And I think those two bits work because
they do work.
The
I'm not saying they don't work,
and direction.
I'm still giving it a fairly solid mark. I'm just saying,
and it's just one of those films that, you know, it's not the best film in the world, but it's a film that I will always be happy to watch again and again and again. It's eminently quotable, and it does have a good, you know, it has a heart to it. It has emotion that comes out of it, and so I would give it 8 popcorns, maybe 9. I think probably 9 for the fact that I can just watch it again and again. And also Patrick Swayze's abs. I'm
not criticising most 90% of what you said there. There's the sort of that 20% of the film that just strikes completely the wrong key. It messes with your head in a way. It skews the whole balance. I'm like, what?
You should just let it go. Close your eyes. Fine. Go surfing in the dark. Next time, it's Russ's turn to choose, and he won't be choosing any more Star Wars movies.
Maybe.
Make it a good one. If you've got any suggestions for what film you'd like us to watch next time, then why don't you let us know in a comment or a tweet or on our Facebook page. All those links are in the description box below, and we will see you next month for another Flashback First, and later on in the week with another video. Bye.
Johnny Utah.
Johnny Utah.
His first day on the job, he's smacked down like a little bitch by his boss and then handed off one of the...
full of cum.